foreign policy, more support for an open-ended war in Iraq, more saber-rattling toward Iran, more refusing to talk to countries we don't like, more exceptions for torture. There was even a debate earlier this year when the Republican candidates debated how much they could expand Guantanamo. When I'm the Democratic nominee, I will offer a clear choice. My opponent won't be able to say that I ever supported the war in Iraq or that I supported using our troops in Iraq to counter Iran, or that I support the Bush-Cheney diplomacy of not talking to leaders that we don't like. And he will not be able to say that I wavered on something as fundamental as whether or not it is okay for America to torture, because it is never okay. This isn't just about drawing contrasts, it's about doing what's right. George Bush is going to be gone in less than 14 months. The next president will have a window of opportunity to restore our security and our standing and to show the world a new face of America. To seize that moment, we have to build a mandate with the American people for change. And we're not going to be able to build that mandate unless we're clear about where we want to lead this country. On Iraq, I have never supported this war, and I have been clear about how I will end it. I will immediately begin to remove our troops. I will remove 1 to 2 brigades, combat brigades each month, and I will have all of our combat troops out of Iraq in 16 months. The only troops that I will keep in Iraq or the region will protect our embassy and diplomats and carry out targeted strikes on al-Qaeda in Iraq. During this drawdown, we will launch aggressive diplomacy in Iraq and in the region to end Iraq's civil war, as well as a major humanitarian initiative to help Iraq's refugees. On Iran, I haven't just opposed the rush to war, I have put forward a new approach. We have serious problems with the Iranian regime, and nobody denies that. We don't like their nuclear program, support for terrorism, or their threats towards Israel. But it's time to use aggressive American diplomacy to try to change that. So as president, I will present Iran with a clear choice. Stop their disturbing behavior, and there will be political and economic incentives. Continue doing what they're doing, and we will ratchet up the pressure. And we'll be in a much stronger position to get the kind of international support that we need to pressure Iran if we go the extra mile diplomatically. That is why we need a president who's willing to talk to all nations, friend and foe. Not talking doesn't make us look tough, it makes us look arrogant. And it makes it harder to get international support when we do need to deal with a challenge like Iran. The problem that we face are too urgent, and we can't wait several more years to make progress. We need a president who is willing to lead and lead now. We have to stop giving countries the excuse that America will not come to the table. And we have to restore our moral leadership in the world. When I am president, the world will know that I've never supported exceptions to torture. I have rejected torture without equivocation. They know that I have never supported Guantanamo, and I will close down Guantanamo. I will restore habeas corpus. I will restore habeas corpus, and I will recognize that the defense of American values must begin at home in America. We're not going to do that unless we bring this country together. I'm not interested in fighting a partisan war against Republicans. As president, I will unite America to fight our common enemies. That's what I've done in the Senate when I worked across the aisle with Dick Lugar on the Foreign Relations Committee to secure loose nuclear materials to keep the world's most dangerous weapons away from terrorists. When we come together as Americans, there is no danger that we cannot face, no challenge that we cannot meet, and no height that we cannot reach. I'm running for president because I believe that this moment of extraordinary peril is also a moment of extraordinary promise. We can take on the threats of the 21st century, nuclear weapons, terrorism, climate change and poverty, genocide and disease. We can once more send a message to the yearning faces beyond our shores that says, you matter to us. Your future is our future, and our moment is now. I believe that America's moment is now. I believe that we can come together, and I believe that we can do more than settle for the old ways of doing things, that we can reach for something more. But only if we do more to tell the American people who and what we're against. We also have to tell the American people what we stand for. That's what I'm doing in this campaign, and that's what I'll do as president. As part of that effort, we wanted to give folks in New Hampshire the opportunity to hear from some of the people who have reached out for advice in foreign policy and national security. And we've got an extraordinary group of diverse individuals who you've already heard from here today. I hope that this has been useful in making your assessment about who is prepared to lead. And now I want to make sure that I'm opening up for questions to you so that you can hear directly from what I hope will be the next President of the United States.